A lot of people have asked me about mobile games, and that's no surprise. Mobile games are more than half of the entire gaming industry. They are more than $100 billion in revenue per year, and they're growing every year. So I guess a lot of people just want a piece of that pie. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about making mobile games, what are the biggest mistakes people make when they start making mobile games with AI tools, and whether you want to make something that actually gets sales, or you just want to make something that is not absolute AI slop, then stay tuned to the video. Now, the first problem I see a lot of people make is they start making games with the wrong tools. A lot of people start by using web development tools for making games because that's what AI tools are best at writing. AI tools are really good at writing website in the traditional web development tools, and the problem here is that you basically don't get the features that game engines have that are designed for games. And then you will have to compromise on a lot of the crucial aspects of games, like visuals and inputs and controls. And the real problem with not having control over the visuals and the UX is the fact that then your game will look and feel like everyone else's game. There's 10,000 people trying to make AI vibe-coded games using a web stack, and your game will look and feel identical to all of those. So if you want to make real games, you have to use the real tools, which is real game engines. There is more setup and more learning when you're using a game engine, but in exchange for that, you get the tools for making games. You get the physics engines so that the physics of your games feel right. You get input systems designed for making games that are responsive and that have the control to create the input systems your game needs. You have all the services for in-app purchases, advertising, and whatever else you want to monetize your game. And this way you can actually create the games you want to make. You don't have to compromise based on what the tools can do for you. Also, especially on the visual end, particle systems and post-processing effects and all the tools for creating actually compelling visuals, it's also a big part of what will make your game stand out for players when they're browsing on the game marketplaces. So please use a real engine. Your players and you will thank yourself for doing it when your game is done. Second issue is basically the consistency of your game and making sure that everything reads and controls well. Most of this is UI. Basically, if your text is too small, players can't read it on their mobile devices. If the buttons are small, players have hard time clicking on anything, and if the spacing is off, it's really hard to follow what's going on the screen. This is a problem with desktop games as well, but it's mostly a mobile game problem. If you're playing a game on a full screen monitor, you can have pretty small buttons and they're still visible, but on mobile games it's instantly a problem if you try to fit too many buttons in a grid or in a row. Additionally, the consistency of your layouts is not guaranteed when you're using AI tools to generate UI and game elements. You need to yourself enforce the consistency of everything in your game. For this, I would recommend doing some kind of consistent style guides in your AI project. Just ask Claude or whatever AI tools you're using to generate a style guide for the game and enforce that it will be referred to when generating UI elements or any kind of layouts in your game. Yes, and in addition to that, the style guide could also include these template components so that you use same looking buttons everywhere and same using cards where kind of the same layout belongs. Now, when making mobile games, a big issue is the controls and the feedback and the responsiveness when you're playing the game, the user experience or UX. You actually need to make the game feel good. Many mobile gamers will not have the patience to play your game if it doesn't feel good to play. They don't have the patience to try to learn your weird control schemes or unintuitive controls. You need, first of all, the controls to be smooth and responsive, and you need feedback. So when you're doing an action, you need to see on the screen something happening, even if it's something super simple like dragging some items or clicking on something, like whatever it is. You always need feedback. Even if your tap is missing completely, you still need to show the player that the phone actually registered the tap. This is where this is where the game becomes responsive and it feels like it's polished and it's not some slop. When all interactions feel smooth and responsive, the players really feel that the game is actually listening to them. But that's not enough. The game actually also needs to be intuitive. If you hand your game to a friend, they need to be able to play the game and know what they're supposed to do without you saying a single word and without them having to play a tutorial or read some instructions. With these 4 things, you will make good games. You will make games that are great to play, that feel good, that aren't just AI slop. Pick a real engine, lock in your sizing rules and your kind of style guide, define and iterate on the user experience until it passes the friend test, when your friends can play it without you telling them a word about it. So if you guys want to start building games that don't look like the other 99,999 AI slop games that are going to be released in the next couple of years, then check out the link in the description for all my tools, and there you can find more information about how to work with me to make the best games out there.